Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the Miles and Goggles Show. I'm your host, Miles. To my left, got my co-host, Goggles. How you doing today?
Well, I just got the number wrong, but other than that, I am great. It's been a long day, but we're ready for episode 9.
We're ready to go.
It's going to be a good one.
We're ready for the season to start. As of, I guess, when this video will come out, the season will be beginning tonight, really. We're recording this on Monday. And we've got a couple good games going on tomorrow, some great ones on Wednesday.
Today's the first game of the season?
Tuesday, yes.
Came off the bench.
Came off the bench in the Lakers' final preseason
That could
game.
be a blessing in disguise.
Only played a few minutes before going out with a hamstring injury, but I think he'll be fine for opening night.
Chris Middleton.
You like the Russell Westbrook coming off the bench?
I think it could be very, very beneficial for them because I think it gives him more of like an OKC vibe where like he's kind of leading and he doesn't have to play necessarily behind LeBron. He can just go out there and do what he wants and be the leader of that second unit.
If he comes off the bench, he would be the best bench player in the league, no question.
Really. Maybe Christian would.
Meh.
Because Christian Wood off the bench is probably lethal too.
Christian Wood. Well, I mean, you just think about how Russell Westbrook could just dominate second units when he's the guy. Like,
I've got the 6th man of the year team. Brogdon, Wood, and Westbrook. I'm just looking at that now.
Look, 6th man of the year. No one's really talking about it. But if Russell Westbrook does come off the bench and the Lakers do solid because of that, and he would 100% have the narrative to win.
Think about it. There's Westbrook, Wood, Brogdon, Hero if he comes off the bench.
Got some good
Kevin Love, Clarkson. I mean, there's so many guys. Jordan Poole. It's a pool party every day.
Yes.
Until Draymond walks in.
Yeah, we haven't had a podcast since basically both of those guys addressed.
Speaking of Jordan Poole,
the situation, and
he got paid.
He got paid
a big chunk of money.
4 years, $140 million.
I like that deal way better for them than Miami Heat giving Tyler Hero that same amount of money.
Interesting.
Because Jordan Poole in the playoffs was playable.
Yeah.
And Tyler Hero was not.
Yeah, the only thing is, I guess maybe they're looking a few years ahead. It seems a little crazy to pay like $35 million annually to a guy that's going to come off the bench until Clay declines, really.
Or, they could run a death lineup and just go.
But they wouldn't start.
Curry, Poole, Clay, then
Wiggins and Draymond.
Wiggins and Wiseman. Draymond's not going to be there much longer.
Well, we can get into that a little bit. So Draymond Green, of course, avoids getting a suspension. I personally don't think that would have been the case if the first game was the ring game.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's like it's hard to suspend one of your top players when it's ring night. That would just be weird.
Yeah, and that's kind of a bad scheduling on the NBA's part. I think they should have had ring night a couple games later or just
really. Well, it's always the first night. It's
suspended him game 2. Night. Just give him game 2.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You could think about suspending him game 2 or
because he deserves to be suspended. I mean, you can't just go up and knock somebody out like that, no matter what they say to you.
This situation of them not suspending him, it's giving me 2016 finals vibes when he was suspended for game 5. And he was the best player for the Warriors in that series when they took the 3-1 lead. It's like if they won the game 5, would he have gotten the finals MVP and just not even be in the building because he's suspended? That would have been crazy.
That would have been really funny.
But yeah, other contract extension news, we have another
teammate,
Golden State Warrior, Andrew Wiggins.
I love that for them.
4 years, $109 million, a little less than Jordan Poole.
Honestly, I would say he was their best player in the finals.
Other than Curry.
But what he did defensively too.
Well, he was the best defensive player, for the Warriors in the finals. But there's no way he's better than Curry.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, we got another extension from your team. Just finding out today, we've got Kevin Porter Jr. getting 4 years, $82.5 million. What do you think about this deal for Scoot?
For Scoot?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, we're getting Victor. Let's start there. But if we do get one or two, I think, honestly, I like it. I like it either way. Scoot, because it gives Scoot, honestly, I know he's a generational guy, but you could have you could have Kevin Porter Jr. come off the bench with this type of salary. I mean, I know it's a lot of money, but like, that's fine. I
Do
mean,
you think he could be the starting point guard of the future for the Rockets? I mean, just going forward.
it depends. I don't think so. I don't think he can work well with Jalen Green in the backcourt. It's just
They seem like Kevin Porter is more of a playmaker than Jalen Green, I guess,
But
but they're both pretty similar players, if we're being
yeah,
honest.
and I don't like that, especially. I mean, if they do wound up getting number 2, or if they want to take Scoot at number 1 and shock the whole world, because I think he's
Oh, Scoot Henderson. Okay. This threw me off because KPJ's nickname is Scoot. That's why I was referring to.
oh my
But
gosh, I'm
that's
so tired.
No, that's hilarious. No, that's actually hilarious. They could have 2 Scoots on the same team.
Well, one Kevin and one Scoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, okay. Well, if we're talking about him as in general, I mean, it's an okay contract. It's a lot of money for him, especially because we haven't seen him like play his role necessarily.
And we've
To an
seen him
extent
get
of
into, off-court issues.
Off-court issues.
And it doesn't go to. It's not just with the Rockets. It goes back to his quick tenure in Cleveland. It goes back to USC, where he was one of the top picks projected in the draft that year, but because of all the off-court antics, he fell to like the 30th pick.
Cavs swooped him up.
And then we had to trade him because he did more of the off-court stuff.
And he's as long as I mean, if he keeps it under control, I mean, it's an okay contract.
He's a really talented player. Like
he is. He just has to get his work ethic up a little more too.
Yeah, and I think last season it was kind of disappointing a little bit for Kevin Porter. I mean,
if you
another
learn,
thing,
yeah.
if we consider him a starting point guard, I can't have my starting point guard shooting 64% from the free throw line. Like that cannot happen.
I mean, unless you're Lonzo, but like
Even Lonzo's I'm pretty sure Lonzo's got up to like the 80s.
I love Lonzo. But yeah, I mean, it's a good enough contract. I mean, it'll give him time to. It honestly helps a lot with the rebuild, I will say, because in 4 years after he's done mentoring like people and stuff, they can just get rid of him.
Heck, honestly, and if they get like Scoot Henderson in the draft,
They can trade him.
yeah, they could trade Porter later, and
And get like a 3,
team like
a shooting 3. Like, honestly,
yeah, because I guess that's the Rockets. Like that's their one hole right now.
get it like. If it doesn't work out and they do get Scoot, I mean, they could trade him to the Pistons for Bojan or something. I think that would be a fair
Yeah,
trade.
because I mean, you look at the way the Rockets roster or starting lineup is right now. It's Porter, Jalen Green, Tate, I guess at the 3, Jabari Smith, and Sengun. The 3 is really the only spot that I'd say is up for grabs. Even the 1.
I do like Jay Sean though at the 3 because he plays good defense, and I think that's all he needs.
That's what the Rockets need too.
And it's kind of like Okoro on the Cavs right now in a way.
I see. Yeah.
Like honestly, that's basically the same team. Just one has a better shooting guard than the other.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell's better, sadly.
Well, and for now, Mobley. Well, obviously, the Cavs are a lot more ahead than the Rockets, but
it's okay because James Harden screwed us over.
it's definitely like
he does every team.
I can definitely see like position-wise, you can get the sign. You have solid players at all the positions except, I mean, you have the open spot at the 3, which is.
I think there's more of an open spot at the 1, honestly.
I mean, we'll see this contract extension. I mean, we'll see what it
does.
does.
I get what you're saying.
So, with the season starting tonight, we've got some questions. I came up with 10 questions that, both of us are going to answer heading into the season. So let's just get right into it. The first burning question, we'll call it, who will make their first All-Star game this season? Who do you think will make their first All-Star game?
I have 2. I think Shea is going to make his...
Ooh.
I think Shea's for sure going to make his first All-Star team.
Really? So,
especially because he's going to have the ball in his hands almost every play.
Do you think he's going to have played enough games to do... Especially the Thunder are going to be terrible.
Is he supposed to be out at the start of the year?
But I don't know, but you know how they are with...
I think
the last few years...
I'll say healthy Shea. Healthy Shea is going to make an All-Star appearance for sure.
Yeah, you could say that the last 2 seasons, he's definitely been All-Star caliber.
And then also, if I'm not mistaken, he hasn't made an All-Star team, but Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown's made it.
He made it?
He's made it, not last year, but the year before.
Okay.
But,
he'll make his first memorable one. I think he'll be a starter. I think he'll start for the first time this year.
Oh, that's definitely a possibility. I've kind of got you could call it a bold prediction. I don't
Probably.
think anyone will make their first All-Star game this year.
Interesting.
Because you think about, like,
There's a lot of stars who have made it already and everything.
and there are a lot of guys coming back this year that
Yeah.
would take the open spots. Like, Kawhi's back, Lillard's back. I mean, I don't know if Ben Simmons would make it this year,
Simmons.
but, like, Kyrie's going to be playing a bunch.
That's true.
Like, just so many guys missed so much time last season.
You know who could though? Jamal Murray also is another
Yeah,
one.
this is what I'll say.
If Denver's like way in first, I think Jamal Murray will make it.
The most likely candidates, I think, to make their first All-Star game would be Anthony Edwards, maybe Tyrese Maxey if the Sixers are way ahead. I don't know. See, this is the thing. I know I have high hopes for James Harden this season, but there's obviously a real chance that he's
Terrible.
basically the same as last year.
He's bad.
Do you think that? Excuse me. Do you think that Maxey could be like second somehow in their second best player?
I think there's a realm.
All-Star voting.
I think there's a realm that could definitely happen, especially because I don't think Tobias is going to overtake Maxey.
No.
I think all Maxey has to do is overtake Harden, and I think.
And Maxey, he's looked incredible in preseason.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see.
But
I think,
it'll be tough for guys. I think it'll be tough for guys to make it. Like.
Yeah, like thinking through the teams, like there's not many other people I can think of.
Like even like an Evan Mobley or a Scotty Barnes. Well, Scotty Barnes might be more. Well, no, I wouldn't even say that because I don't think the Raptors will be that great enough, and he's.
Yeah.
When you look at it, he's probably third on the pecking order in terms of All-Stars because you still got Siakam and Fred VanVleet who actually made the game last year.
Here's a good one. If Jordan Poole is the if Jordan Poole is the second best player on the Warriors and they're the number 1 seed, I don't see why he shouldn't make it either. Honestly,
it's
especially
just weird because other than like Manu Ginobili, when's the last time a bench player made the All-Star game? Like, that just doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
But I
unless
mean,
they run the death lineup.
Yeah, if that's like one of the best,
James Wiseman, I like James Wiseman.
Yeah, it'd be like if the year that the Atlanta Hawks starting 5 won Player of the Month. Like, I guess it'd be like, oh,
Teague, Korver,
Damari Carroll, Millsap, and Horford. I mean, that Hawks team was great. Man.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's crazy to think about. Out of the history of this league, that is the only time that a whole starting 5 is won Player of the Month.
That's just
Damari
funny.
Carroll.
Like that's just funny.
Yeah.
And Damari Carroll. But I mean, yeah, it all depends on how how the stars bounce back that missed all that time, plus how the young guys keep it going, I guess.
And what teams jump up? Because
Desmond Bain, I could reel it. Desmond Bain's actually.
Desmond Bain could. I mean, and if
second option.
if Minnesota jumps up, Anthony Edwards might be a lock to make it.
If he's number 1 player on that team, like you're predicting.
So let's go to question number 2. Who do you think will be the biggest name traded this season?
Well, I think they're not really the best player that I could see getting traded, but they're more of just 2 big names. I have Draymond Green. I could see him if he keeps up his antics. I think he could very well get traded, and they could get a young player or pick back for him, or 2. You never know. Like we'll see. And then Russell Westbrook. I think that's a gimme though.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
Because when you're talking about big names, Russell Westbrook is just like the center of.
He's the center of basically every current trade rumor.
Yeah.
Out there. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna look at Draymond Green's contract because this might be his last year.
It is, I think.
Is it because I've been seeing a lot of reports that have him linked to the Lakers or the Mavericks, just like, oh, let's team up with LeBron.
Or Luka.
Wouldn't that be crazy if that actually happened?
That'd be a great defensive front court.
That front court would be so good.
LeBron, Draymond Green,
and Anthony Davis.
I mean, yeah, 3, 4, 5.
That'd be crazy.
Fantastic defense you're getting from especially the 4 and the 5. Because Anthony Davis is a great defender.
Yeah.
He's very underrated. Like he should have won at least one defensive player of the year.
I don't know if we've ever made it super clear how we talked about it probably like the second episode when we did it on over unders. What do you think of the Lakers this season? How do you think they'll play this season? Do you think that let's see. Do you think it's more likely that they make the top 6 or miss it totally without
I think it's more likely they're somewhere in the realm of 5, 6, or 7.
Okay.
I don't see them going anywhere over that, but I also don't see them fully missing it because especially if AD and LeBron are healthy, because last time they were both healthy for like a whole season, they won a championship.
Really won the title. Yeah.
And if Westbrook, just gives them quality minutes, gives them what they need, that could be a deadly team.
Yeah, honestly, you could say a sleeper team.
Kendrick Nunn's a wild card. He could be pretty good. Lonnie Walker, that's their shooter in their starting lineup.
Their question is currently the center position because it's Damian Jones and Thomas Bryant.
I'd start Thomas Bryant. He's not the worst, but you could definitely get someone
that's
better.
just clearly their
number one guy.
Deficiency.
I get what you're saying.
For me, biggest name traded. I think it's a big possibility that DeAndre Ayton could get moved.
I could very well
since
see that.
the vibes around the Suns have been so bad.
Especially if they are bad, I think he will get traded.
I don't know if they'll be that bad. I think they'll still be fine, like on the court. But it's like if DeAndre Ayton, when January comes up, because they match the deal, he wouldn't be able to get traded till January. If he's just like, okay, it's January, can I get traded? Because I signed the Indiana deal originally. I really don't want to be here. Which would.
Why would you want to go to Indiana? Either way.
Because they needed a center. You think Tyrese Halliburton and DeAndre Ayton.
That's a lethal pick and roll.
That's a solid,
But they're not gonna win anything now. It's more of a rebuild still.
Yeah, especially for the Pacers.
They still fleeced for Tyrese.
Yes, they did.
So mad. So funny though.
But if none of the big stars get traded, I think it's a given that Jordan Clarkson will get moved, and he's former 6th Man of the Year winner just 2 years ago.
Maybe Colin Sexton too. Hopefully Lauri Markkanen.
I don't think Sexton and Markkanen will get traded because I don't know if they could be those are the 2 main centerpieces from the Mitchell trade. I don't know if they could if they would give them away immediately.
Yeah.
Plus, I think Markkanen is gonna have a huge season.
You almost had him too.
Yeah, I almost had him in fantasy.
It's almost like that happened to me every time.
Oh.
I'm stuck with Rudy.
Oh my goodness.
All right. But yeah.
Question number 3. What team is the toughest to predict?
The bad boy Pistons.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I think I could see them being really, really bad and trying to tank for Victor. But I could also see them being a borderline playoff or play-in team.
Yeah.
It's
the
just
Pistons.
They're up in the air.
Yeah, they're up in the air a little bit. My team, no question for me, it's the Brooklyn Nets.
That's fair.
Because
I didn't want to go. They're too obvious.
Yeah.
K. Disney.
Talent-wise, you could say they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, one of the better ones in the league on paper. But if things go wrong, they could definitely end up 8, 9, 10 in the play-in tournament. If they somehow missed it, that would be insane.
2021 Lakers?
Yeah.
2022 Lakers.
I think this would be even more crazy because they got young talent too. And,
You know what's crazy to me? Carmelo Anthony is still not on a roster either.
Yeah, Carmelo Anthony is still not on a roster.
Think about there's plenty of teams that could use him as a shooting wing. He'd be nice on the Cavs, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get. That really is going under the radar. That he still doesn't have a team.
Think about that bench. That would be Karis LeVert, Carmelo, Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Just Ricky Rubio, shelling out assists.
Honestly, I think the DeMarcus Cousins still being a free agent blows my mind.
Lakers could use him.
Bro, if he went to the Lakers, that would be a match made in heaven, really. Especially he has the chemistry. He's been on there before. He was supposed to play for them the year they won the title.
And he played with AD.
ACL. Yeah, he's played with Davis.
Back in
New Orleans.
Back when Rondo had didn't he have 20 assists in a playoff game or something?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. That's
but the DeMarcus Cousins thing, it blows my mind that he still doesn't have a job, especially considering the Nuggets. He was the perfect backup center for them last year.
Yeah.
And it's the first day of free agency hits, all the Woj bombs come out, and it's the second one, DeAndre Jordan to the Nuggets.
And it's why?
Yeah, why? Like that makes no sense.
Like maybe they just think he's gonna be a problem in the locker room, but
He can't be though. He seemed. I mean, it's just really
like
surprising.
the
that he
only
doesn't
thing
have
I
a
can think
job.
of for him is like that one time, like that one video of him like screaming at that reporter dude. That's like it.
What was that? Even was that from last year?
From Sacktown, no, when he was in Sacramento.
And he's played on so many different teams since that.
It's crazy.
It's sad.
It's
how
like Dwight.
much of
It's,
a-
it's like Dwight Howard,
It's sad he's become this like.
who is
journeyman
also contemplating retirement.
Which we've mentioned that.
Oh, we
before.
also forgot to talk about Chris Middleton.
Oh yeah,
He's
injury.
injured.
Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks to
He was
rehab
taken to the
some
second.
from off-season wrist surgery.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, tough for the Bucks, but as we've talked about with the Bucks, regular season, it's not really something that they really will care about.
they're waiting for the playoffs.
They're waiting for the playoffs.
As long as he's healthy for the playoffs, they're good.
Let's go to question number 4. Who will be the number 1 seed in each conference? So this is kind of tough for me. I personally, this is the regular season, not the playoffs. I've got the Nuggets in the West. I think they're going to have the best record
That's
in
why I have
basketball.
mine changed. I have the Nuggets as well.
And in the Eastern Conference, I've got the Sixers for regular season.
Yeah, mine hasn't changed in the East. I still have Boston, because I think Joe Mazzulla is gonna do a great job, and I think he's gonna I think he's my coach of the year prediction too.
Yeah. But I mean,
Especially if they do take number 1 and the best record in the league, I think.
he's going to have a big case to win it for sure.
Yeah.
Number 5, this is kind of a tough one to
It's a
answer.
weird one too.
Yes.
It's like
What surprising player is going to score 50 points in a game? The Terrence Ross, the Corey Brewers, the Sadiq Bays of
Brandon
the world.
Jennings.
Yes. Who do you have?
I have D'Lo.
D'Angelo Russell? Okay.
There's gonna be a game where like, it's just kind of like Derrick Rose, a couple years ago.
Mhm.
Like Cat's not gonna be playing, and Ant's not gonna be playing, and you don't
He's gonna
have to worry
take all the
about
shots.
Rudy scoring because he sucks. But I mean, I think he's gonna have one of those nights this
D'Angelo
year
Russell. Okay.
because he's lethal. He's so good, and I think it's like, it's gonna happen.
Still, yeah, former All-Star. Surprising player. I went someone more inexperienced going into their second season on a rebuilding team. I've got Chris Duarte. I think he's gonna explode for 50 one game this year. I mean, hey, these are supposed to be surprising and
Actually,
crazy.
my Terrence Ross player is Terrence Ross. That would be so
if
funny.
Terrence Ross
If Terrence
has a
Ross goes for
50-point
50
game,
again, I'm done. I quit.
It's like he gets traded to a playoff team and he has a 50-point game in the playoffs and wins a game for a team. That'd be crazy.
He's still on the Magic, right?
He is still on the Magic.
Just trade him. Get him to the Rockets. Actually, no.
No, he needs to go to a good team. He's been rotting in Orlando.
He could be nice on the Lakers.
Any shooter would be nice on the Lakers. Really. I mean,
Steph Curry.
Eric Gordon. Any of the
I would not
Rocket shooters.
give us the 2027 first, and we're good.
Just a first-round pick.
Or no, not Westbrook. Actually, I can't go through that again.
Westbrook in Houston again.
Actually, he'll be fine without James Harden there.
Question number 6. What surprising team will come
I
out of
already know who you're
nowhere
gonna
to
say.
make a big jump? And yes, I am going with the Orlando Magic.
Yep.
That is my team, man. I really like the Orlando Magic heading into this season. I think that they could be a playing team, which I hear no one talking about. So
But I think they want Victor.
when it happens, can come to this episode.
Think about if they get Victor. Think about that starting lineup. You have Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, Franz, Wendell, and Victor.
Forgot about Paolo Banchero too.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about him.
Yeah. That's the thing. See, my thing is with the Magic is I don't know if they would
Oh my
they
gosh.
need to tank again because they have so many young players.
Think about it. Off the bench, you would have Jonathan Isaac.
Still got Markelle Fultz.
What would you even do with Wendell at that point?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They don't need any.
Could Paulo play the 3 and Franz off the bench?
But they shouldn't do.
That's
Franz,
a death lineup right there. There's the 6'10" demons at 3, 4, and
But
5, and then the
Bol
7'4".
Like,
Put
that's-
Bobo in at point. It's over.
But that's the thing with the Magic. That's why I think that they're going to be a pretty sneaky team because they're solid defensively. They're so big.
Jonathan Isaac's gonna allow a lot, like, or help that team. Do you start Jonathan Isaac if you're them at the 3? And have
I
Franz
would
come off the
not-
bench?
There's no way I have Franz off the bench. No way.
I would. I
Really?
think Jonathan Isaac's just... Or
Dude,
even...
do you know how well Franz played for him last year?
I do, but sadly, Jalen. I'm just kidding. I mean...
Franz, he was either leading score. He might have been. He was their second leading
Cole
scorer.
Anthony was
15 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3 assists.
Right? Cole Anthony was first?
Yeah, he averaged like 17.
Yeah, but I mean... I have the Nuggets as mine.
The Nuggets?
Just
Okay.
'cause-
Well, just to be the best team in the
Yeah, just to
best
propel
record?
themselves and just go stupid.
Okay.
74-8.
Imagine.
Cavaliers beat them in the finals.
Cavaliers
Come back
over,
3-1.
Cavaliers
come back
over
3-0.
Nuggets in the Cavs and Nuggets. All right, question number 7. What is the best and worst New Jersey design?
Well,
that's come out this
like
year?
fully New Jersey design or like new one that they're
Or just
rocking
New
with again this
Jersey?
year?
New Jersey.
Yeah, because my best is the Utah Jazz throwbacks. I love those.
Yeah.
And then the worst is either the Suns or the Cavaliers.
Which ones specifically for
The Suns I think are worse, and then the Cavaliers are second.
Which jersey?
Oh, the
the
Suns,
blue
the Sun
jer-
City, and then or the Suns
blue
light blue,
jerseys. Oh
and
my
then the
gosh.
Cavaliers City.
Yeah, that one hasn't been released yet, but it just has like a gold land. On
Yeah,
it.
it's not good.
That's not that great.
I honestly like the orange and blue ones from a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Like,
I like them too. Not many people did.
it was like
them.
Lake Erie and then the Sun or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I liked it.
But my favorite were I have a Kevin Porter Jr. jersey of this actually. It's
The blue gold.
with the logo. I like those.
So my favorite New Jersey. Let me see if I can find it on this sheet. It's the Timberwolves new statement jerseys. They've gone away from
The best
neon
one? That's
green.
your best one?
Yes, it's black with like green neon outlines, and it looks so clean on the players.
What about the Miami Vice?
The Miami Vice is my favorite all time, but for this season, it's the Timberwolves. But the worst for me, it's got to be the Jazz's yellow away jerseys. I mean,
fair.
they just look so bad, really. I mean, I only like the black ones, and I guess kind of the white jerseys. But it's like the jerseys fit their off season perfectly for me, honestly.
What do you mean they got? What was it? 5 first-round picks for Rudy?
Well, sorry.
That's the greatest trade of all time.
They had to trade their 2 best players.
They got a steal for Rudy.
I mean, they did a good job, but I mean,
They blocked the Timberwolves for Rudy.
I mean, just any time you have to give away your 2 best players and go from being one of the better teams to
best
one of the worst
best
teams,
team
it's
in
not
in your respected league in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean,
Behind the
it's
Suns,
hard.
actually, but
Yeah.
2 years ago they were best.
Question number 8: which team will be the most entertaining train wreck? Who do you?
I mean, this is just biased, but I'm excited to watch the Rockets just be really bad,
Oh, okay.
especially without Christian Wood this year. And then I'm excited to see them hopefully get a top 2 pick.
Yes.
Either of the generational superstars that are up there.
Honestly, I don't think the Rockets will be that bad.
I want them to be.
Well, I know, yeah, fans probably want them to, but I don't think they'll be terrible.
I'll go injure KPJ myself.
Oh, man.
No, I won't do that to him. I'm just kidding.
For me, most entertaining train wreck, this for me will include, like, off-court stuff with the media. I've got the Knicks.
Oh.
I've got the
Well,
Knicks.
The Knicks, it's not like that's like beating a dead horse.
I know, but it's still so much fun
It's
to
like
see the Knicks
that's
struggle.
just bullying a bunch of toddlers at this point.
It's
like,
so funny. It is so funny. I would say the Lakers, but I love LeBron, so I'm gonna say the Knicks.
I mean, I was thinking like you were gonna say Suns, because Suns is gonna be
Ooh.
entertaining.
Well, see, I think the Suns are still gonna be good though. So it's like I don't know. I
Chris
just think
Paul's
that,
gonna not be his usual self.
I mean, we'll see what happens. Question number 9. This might get us in trouble a little bit.
You go first.
Who is the most overrated team/player? I have 2 teams on here. It's hard for me to really think of an overrated player because it's like when you
I
think
can
of
think of a
overrated,
couple.
it's probably like contract related. Like, I don't know.
Like Mike Conley, kind of.
Yeah, but it's also like no one's rating him insanely high.
Yeah.
Honestly, when you talk about biggest names traded, he might be one of them.
Yeah.
But overrated team, and this is going to sound weird, but I feel like everyone is hyping up this team over the last couple of weeks to be even just a play-in team, like a high play-in team. I'm going with the Sacramento Kings. I feel like everyone
They're terrible.
I don't see everyone's talking about them like they're gonna like it's a lock that they're a playing team. It's no guarantee.
I could see them being a playing team.
I can see it, but everyone's
especially if
talking
Keegan
about it like it's a
Keegan
lock.
plays like I think Keegan's gonna play, and then DeMontis and actually it's not a bad team, but they're not gonna be like a lock for the play-in. I mean, they have Malik Monk there too. It's a weird team.
Yeah, I mean.
But I chose a couple players actually.
Okay.
Actually, just one. Rudy Gobert is so bad.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
what a shocker.
Overrated.
Then why is he on your fantasy team?
Because he grabs rebounds and gets blocks. That's all he does.
Mask, why?
Sorry for the ears if it hurt your ears, but like
Why is he overrated?
because he gets exposed in the playoffs every year. And because he's a one-dimensional player on offense, he just catches the ball and shoots it. Honestly, I think Robert Williams is better than him.
Really?
And I think Rudy, like, people call him like a top 20, top 25 player. He's just not. I think
Well, see, yeah, that might be a little
if people
crazy.
called him like a top 35, top 30, maybe 35, 40-ish, that's fine with me. But he's not like this top 20 guy like that I'm always seeing people call him. And I think that's why he's overrated.
Okay.
I would like him
That's
more
fair.
if he was more properly rated. Like
Yeah, I could
40.
see that. I'm gonna look back
But
at my
also-
top 50 players list. I want to see where I had Rudy.
You probably had him like number 1.
Oh, get out! I'm not a big fan of Rudy either.
You love Rudy. That's why you have him on fantasy.
Oh my gosh! I have Rudy at 32. I don't think that's.
See, like that's where I think his realm needs to be a little. Did I even have? I don't even know if I had him on the top 50.
What, seriously?
No, I don't know.
But it's like I don't have Rudy.
I'm gonna check really quick just in case I did
Like I definitely have Bam over Rudy. Like
Oh, for sure.
stuff
Bam
like that.
over
I
Rudy.
think is simple.
I have Jared Allen over Rudy. I have Jared Allen at 26.
I mean that's still yeah.
And Joel Embiid was number 4 on my list. That's a good ranking. But I mean, yeah, it's just like. Oh wait. Oh no, Jared Allen was 28.
So that's still so high.
Wait, do I secretly like Rudy? Why do I have him at 31?
Oh, you have him higher than me. You have him higher than me, and he's on your team, dude. But look, it's only a 1 spot difference, but that is still like that's where I think where he is rated. Like, I think that's properly rated in that like 30, 31, 32 range.
Yeah.
Let's go to the final
Oh,
question, the granddaddy of them all. What is
That
your
was so bad.
NBA Finals prediction?
That was so bad.
What?
I have the Celtics going back there and defeating the Los Angeles Clippers.
Okay.
I think playoff Kawhi is going to be back. I think playoff P, or way off P as they call him, I guess. He's going to prove everyone wrong. Reggie Jackson's going to be a big part of that team. John Wall. Zubats.
I mean, you look at how deep that team is. Like, they're 10 men deep.
Marcus Morris is going to be coming off the bench. He could be a 6th man of the year prediction, too.
Norman Powell, Luke Kennard. I mean, you just keep going. I mean, their main weakness is the center position because it's Zubats.
DeMarcus Cousins.
He's played there before. He knows what it's like there. But it's like they have Moses Brown. Other than like that's their next best center.
You guys all wanted him back so bad. I don't know why.
Did we?
It was mainly
that.
Mr. Skufka.
Oh well.
It was mainly him, but like, still.
But like, if there's anything that could go wrong for them, it's because of the center position. Like, if they matched up against the Nuggets or the Lakers or any team that maybe even the Timberwolves, it's like. It'll be tough for them to stop like a Jokic or a Davis or a Towns, although the Clippers have exposed Rudy before. So
Big surprise. Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to make an apology to Rudy at some point because
Because look, if the Timberwolves are very good in the regular season, you gotta give him some credit.
no.
But yeah, that's all the news we've got for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, subscribe for more podcasts, and
Comment
some
what
other...
you think down below.
Yeah, comment what you think below. About these questions, about these games.
My takes are getting better.
Yeah, maybe. At least the Rudy thing isn't terrible.
I will have to issue him an apology at some point. I can feel it.
Potentially.
But I want that to happen because then that means he's playing good for my fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Miles.
I'm Goggles.
And we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.